So the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max is Xiaomi's moonshot even before OnePlus makes one with the OnePlus 9 Pro later this month. I mean, just take a look at the specs in comparison with last year's Redmi Note 9 Pro Max. You now get a Super AMOLED 120Hz refresh rate panel, a higher resolution 108 megapixel camera, a 5 megapixel super macro with 2x telephoto, high-res audio through the headphone jack, stereo speakers, and a slimmer design despite including a bigger battery. I know the price is also on the higher side compared to the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max, but we have to take a look at that with a slightly more nuanced perspective and of course analyze it deeper. So stay with me till the end. My name is Arshad, you're watching My Smart Price, and these are my first impressions of the newly launched Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. But before we move on, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get notified whenever My Smart Price puts out an awesome new tech video. The biggest, most jaw-dropping upgrade on the Redmi Note 10 Pro phones this year has to be the Super AMOLED panel with the large 6.67-inch display with 120Hz high refresh rate on the phones. The closest competitor with a 120Hz Super AMOLED panel is the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE to put things in perspective. Plus, you get Wideband L1, HDR10, HDR10 Plus and HLG support as well on the display. And when you're watching HDR videos, it can reach up to 1200 nits of brightness. While I'm going to be testing the display in detail for the review, I did quickly test an HDR video on Netflix alongside the S21 Ultra. Yes, the S21 Ultra had better tuned colors and dynamic range, but the Note 10 Pro Max was equally good in terms of peak brightness, at least to my naked eyes. Honestly, that's some achievement right there. In daily usage too, the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max's brightness levels are impressive. Plus, you also get an always-on display. That's not it though. Xiaomi goes for the kill with the tiniest center punch hole selfie camera I've ever laid my eyes on. It's smaller than the one on the S21 Ultra. Now here's the thing that you need to note. All this while, I have been comparing the Note 10 Pro Max's display to something that costs a whole lot more. And it does come really close in terms of display quality. No, it's not better than the S21 Ultra's display or anything, but there can't be any other phone in this price range that can actually even boast of that claim. Having said that, the 120Hz scrolling is not as smooth and feels slightly stuttery. Also similar to the Mi 11, the bezels stretch around the corners, breaking the symmetry of the design. Although these are merely nitpicks. Now the advantage of using an AMOLED panel and a chip-on-film COF technology is that the chin is smaller now. Plus, it helps slim down the phone considerably from the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max. At 8.1mm and a little over 190 grams, this is one of the lightest, most comfortable Xiaomi phones I've held in a long time. The design has also moved on from the Aura design introduced in the Redmi Note 7 series. The new Evolve design language feels extremely premium for a phone priced this low. Now the camera module on the back looks similar to the one on the Mi 11. On the Note 10 Pro Max, it has a step module which is also similar to what we saw on the Vivo X50 Pro. It looks good, but it makes the phone sit unevenly on a flat surface. In fact, even with the case on, it doesn't really help with the table wobble. Also, I'm not a fan of this glossy back because it attracts smudges easily, but thankfully it is not clearly visible. I'd suggest you pick up the frosted glass finish on the orange color though. Although both the front and the back are protected by Corning's Gorilla Glass 5 for what it is worth. Moving on to the rest of the design, Xiaomi pulls no stops. You get a 3.5mm jack, stereo speakers, the proper kind, not one that's bunched with the earpiece, a Type-C port and the awesome infrared blaster. Plus you get a proper triple slot tray for 2 nano SIMs and 1 micro SD card. Just fantastic stuff. Now by the way, if you've come this far and if you like the video, don't forget to hit that like button and maybe comment below so that YouTube's algorithm can actually recommend it to more people looking for Redmi Note 10 Pro Max's videos. And you know I'm going to be making quite a few of those. The one spec upgrade that's the differentiating factor between the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max and the Note 10 Pro is the 108 megapixel camera. Now I really want to see if the 3K price delta between the two phones is worth just the camera upgrade. I'll do that soon. I'll also compare the phone against other phones in this price range, so stay tuned for our camera comparison. That said, I did take a few quickfire samples. I just wanted to quickly gloss over a few points. Firstly, the selfie performance looks improved. Secondly, the colors look natural, details look sharp, and the dynamic range performance is good too. However, I have to test this in detail. Also, the low light performance looks great. You can shoot video with EIS only at up to 1080p 30fps resolution. For 1080p 60fps and 4K 30fps modes, you have to live with no stabilization. You can zoom in from 1x to 2x in 0.1 increments on the super macro camera. The pictures look great too. Now the camera setup on the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max does seem very promising, I must say. but stay tuned for the full review. Evidently, the most contentious new addition is the upgraded Snapdragon 732G chip inside the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. It is not the most powerful mid-range chip anymore and doesn't come with 5G support. I've only had limited time with the phone, so I'll talk about the performance and the 5G debacle in my full review. But for now, all I can tell you is the phone is as fast as the Poco X3, which also means that it is sometimes let down by the heavy-handed animations on MIUI 12. It is not the smoothest 120Hz display experience in daily usage. But then again, this is a phone that costs less than 20,000. We can't expect the moon really. And compared to other phones in this price range, what you are getting here is just mind-blowing. Also, it runs Call of Duty just fine at high graphics and max frame rates, or very high graphics and very high frame rates. Furthermore, what I particularly like are the dual speakers and the 3.5mm audio jack. The speakers sound loud and have uniform sound from both the channels. The audio jack with high-res certification sounds good too with wired earphones. The Redmi Note 10 Pro Max runs MIUI 12 based on Android 11. This is a feature-rich software with tons of animations sprinkled across the UI. While Xiaomi has indeed removed a lot of duplicate apps, for example, you only get a single browser in the form of Google Chrome, there are still quite a few third-party apps bundled like Facebook, Netflix, and LinkedIn. So coming to my initial point about the bumped up pricing of the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max compared to the Redmi Note 9 Pro Max, you guys are looking at it all wrong. Don't look at it from a nomenclature perspective, but take a look at the fact that, the specs are very similar to the more expensive Mi 10i. Yes, the Mi 10i offers a Snapdragon 750G processor with 5G, but the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max offers Super AMOLED at 120Hz compared to IPS LCD at 120Hz on the Mi 10i. Therefore, the Rs 19,000 base price for the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max feels honestly priced. However, let's come back to the point on the lack of 5G on the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. You know what I'll do? I'll save my thoughts for the review video, but you guys let me know what you think about it. Do you care enough about 5G to not buy the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, or do you not care at all? Do let us know in the comment section below. Also, I'm aware of the fact that the Redmi Note 10 Pro does seem like a better value proposition compared to the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max. Well, I still need to test the cameras on the two to figure out if the price bump is justified on the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, so we'll do that as well. Anyway, I'm still shocked by the fact that Xiaomi manages to price its phones so low every single time. How it does this without actually taking a loss is completely beyond me. And why this matters is because when you look at the bill of materials or BOM for any phone, the display cost makes up for 20 to 30% of the phone, which is actually the biggest chunk of any component that is added in a smartphone. Which is why what I feel is that with the Redmi Note series, Xiaomi picks out every single component to ensure that you get your best value for your money. Whether you should buy the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max or not is something that I will tell you guys in my full review, so stay tuned for that, and of course subscribe as well. Until next time, this is Aishar from My Smart Price signing off. Goodbye and Godspeed, my friends.